aka DJ Sqeak and JD. Thanks for being with us today. So first off, just want to talk a little bit about your background. So if I can start with you, Gavin, just tell us about what you do, sort of where you've come from.
Well, basically, start with my DJing. I found I wasn't getting very much bookings with my DJing as it was, because it's very hard. You get overlooked by bigger name DJs when you're trying to break through. It's a very rough business as it is. Basically, I wanted to do a bit more, so I decided to do my own events. I linked up with JD, and basically JD's took me on, and we're doing that from there.
Alright, cool. So JD, I understand you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
So what's your journey been like? How did you start with all this?
We started back in sort of 1989, about 20 odd years ago, 21 years ago. And when the dance was big, there was a lot of illegal stuff, you know, like Barnage and United Dance. So we've been plodding through the years, doing events all over the country under the Upfront UK banner. In respect to Portsmouth, our philosophy is a little bit different to a lot of other promoters, where yes, it is a financial business, of course it is, but then equally at the same time we're trying to help the up and coming DJs. And you know, the up and coming are the future. They're going to be the next sort of Harry Shotter and Skibbity and Sutton Groove Rider. So although yeah, we book the headliners, but we give recognition back. And that's what we're about here in Portsmouth. You know, we're doing the big Club DnB competition, and that is to help up and coming DJs. When you look at the financial game, we actually make nothing on that event. Absolutely nothing. The old idea of the small cost that's involved is to pay for the admin, is to pay for the printing and the venue. So, you know, it's something that we can give back and try and help people.
And so one of the big sort of initiatives you've got going on at the moment to bring new people through, you've got a DJ and MC competition,
yes, yeah.
which is starting just this week.
Well, it starts Friday, doesn't it?
It starts Friday. And so is this the first time you've done something like this?
It's the first time we've done it in Portsmouth, yeah, for sure. I mean, over the years, over the sort of the time that we've been in it, we've done it several times. And again, it's about that philosophy. You know, you're the next breed, you're the next generation. And there's several DJs that are out there at the moment that started off on a competition level. Yeah. You know, that were part of Upfront. I don't name drop, but they know who they are. And that's where we are today. It's about helping people. I get sick of the fact that I see promoters money grabbing. You know, you walk around any large town in the UK and you see big billboards of the events, and you know when you look at that, it's all about money. Where if you look at our events, the tickets are not even £10 events, and we're putting on big headliners. But we're also bringing up the new breed of DJs, the local boys, the ones that keep the scene going. You know, so for the next 8 weeks, the competition is running here in Portsmouth. And we're doing it at 2 different venues, one here at Highlights and another one at Drift in the City. And it's not just for Portsmouth, we've got people coming down from Birmingham, London, Cardiff,
Bristol,
all over
the place.
You know?
So it's gone a lot further than we
brilliant.
thought. The word has got out and we've been overwhelmed with, you know, we could afford to put on, with the amount of people interested, another one the next week, you know, and carry it on like that. But unfortunately, we've got slots to fill, we've filled them, it's looking really good, and next year's one's going to be off the scale. So.
I mean, we've probably had about 98 people already booked in for next year. Do you know, and when you look at the financial issue, there's no financial gain for us. But the people of the competition that win, they'll go on to our main events. So there will be an headlining event next year. So if you're an MC and you win this competition, next year you're going to be on the front of a flyer. You know, and hopefully that will springboard you forward. They'll go onto our website as a biographic write-up on them. So it's not about us, it's about them.
Yeah, so that could really work really well as a springboard for someone, because it's getting on that first flyer, getting someone to put their faith in you to put your name on it. But you know, with the competition behind them, that could work really well. And like you say, people have done well. You know,
yeah, for sure. There's about 7 or 8 DJs that, you know, over the course of 10 years that started with us as a warm-up. And we use that phrase, a warm-up. You're not an up-and-coming, you're a warm-up DJ. But, you know, they're warming the system up, but they're warming the dance, you know. And if it wasn't for them...
It's one of the hardest, I think, it could be one of the hardest ones, you know, because everyone don't know you. You're trying to hype the crowd up a little bit. You can't go too mad because you've got your bigger acts coming on later, so you've got to try and play the games. But it is hard, you're nervous, and you know they're just grateful to be actually on the event. No matter what time.
We've got a dance coming up at the end of December. It's for Killer Beats, and they're a local firm. They're a local little network, but you know they've got MCs that are out of this world. that in my mind are Class A MCs and Class A DJs. You know, you've got Liptical, he's part of the Random Concept Academy. MC Whitey, and they're part of us now. So it's about them, it's trying to generate our experience to help them, you know, and they'll be down on the competition supporting the local boys and girls. I say girls because it's about females as well. Yeah. You know, we want the female DJs to come forward. It's not just about the men, you know.
So, Gavin, as a DJ yourself, do you maybe worry that you're going to build up some competition for yourself when you bring through?
We hope so.
Really hope I do. I've been on competitions like that before in the past, and you know, again, I can't mention no names, but they have been rigged, and there's favouritism to other people, and they've had friends on the judging. I mean, we've got judges coming down that we don't even know about. They're outside. They have nothing to do with drum and bass, but they have some music influence, so there can be no sort of like favouritism. You know, we're going to go away. Other people will listen to the sets because they're being recorded live that night. So no decision will be made that night. They'll be away with other judges, and they won't even know the names of the DJs, so they will hear it that way, which gives it a whole lot more better look.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds really good, because to be honest, you're right. Quite often with this competition, there's even if it doesn't necessarily happen, there's always accusations that he's been rigged, his mates have voted for him or whatever. But yeah, so the fact that you've got that whole system in place, that's really good.
But as going back to your question, I welcome it. You know, there's always going to be some
competition's healthy, isn't it?
It is. It keeps you on your toes. You know, and every time you want to go to a competition or you want to do an event, you want to be better than you was before, and that's what you need. You need that bit of fire in your belly to drive you on to what you want.
Excellent. And so let's go into a bit about Upfront as a whole. Because obviously it's a fairly big organisation. You run parties all over the place. You're based in Essex, is that right?
Well, Essex, North London is where we originated from anyway. And there's other people involved. I mean, I'm JD and this is Gav, but we've got Andrea, she's based down here. We've got Caroline, which is known as Kaz, and she looks after financial issues. We've also got street teams in both areas. But we're about supporting, we're not about being as an individual. You know, Upfront UK DnB is an individual, but we support a lot of big artists, we support a lot of big other promotional outfits like Reactivate, Random Concept, Audio Assault. There's so many to mention where we'll say, okay, we'll help you with the flyer packs or we'll help you with sound systems. So, and it's not financial, it's about networking and helping each other.
It's a family.
It is a family. It's a drum and bass
is a family. So
you know, I mean, there's studios up in North London, Fat Beats, that we work with a lot. And we're doing a big show down there for them, which is for us as well. But we're inviting the up and comings up. It's not about getting Groove Ride or Shabbat or Skibbity on that night, it's about them. So they'll have like a 5-hour set that goes live up on YouTube about them, you know, about the up and coming boys.
Well, I think it is really refreshing to hear people talking about bringing through the up and coming people. To be honest, a lot of people talk about it, but they don't actually do anything about it. And it does seem like you are sort of going back to the original sort of mentality of rave culture, at least, even if you're not doing it exactly the same way. So do you feel like you've been sort of influenced by that original rave mentality? Yeah,
of course we have. I mean, like I said, we started 21 years ago, and that was back in the day where one of the first big events was Biology in London and sort of Slough. So our backbone is that. We have an influence from the music scene, the ragga scene. There's a lot of things going on. We don't tend to follow, we try to lead. Okay, so but what we do, we listen to people. You know, we'll listen to the little DJ in the bedroom and we'll listen to the beats that he's doing. And a lot of big promoters say, well, you know, I don't take that chance. We do. I mean, a lot of stuff that's being produced under Upfront Beats is unknown names, but they're being played at big events. You know, and it's not so much us putting a rubber stamp on it, us is saying, well, okay, you're doing something here, let's push you forward.
Opening the door for possibilities for them, you know.
And we keep referring to it, and I suppose on this interview you're going to be sick of hearing it. It's not about Upfront, it's about the up and comings. You know, we've enjoyed ourselves out there. We really have over 21 years. But it's, you know, in Portsmouth alone, you've got some brilliant DJs. There's a bit of a bad vibe here in Portsmouth though, but it's no different to any town that you go to where it's like jealousy and haters. We're not about that. We really are not. I don't care where you come from, who you are. I listen to what you do.
Excellent. And so, and finally, really, I just want to go through sort of the big things you've got coming up so far, coming over the next few months, really. So obviously the DJ and MC competition, as I understand it, this Friday it's 8 DJs competing?
There's 10 DJs competing. 10 DJs competing. One DJ will be picked from the night. As I say, they're being recorded. It'll be judged, probably a winner announced maybe on Monday. So we've had the weekend to have a look at it. And then there's 4 rounds of that, 2 for the DJs, 2 for the MCs. So we'll go into the final with 2 DJs and 2 MCs, which will have an hour to showcase their skills. And then obviously that night, the winner will pick that night. And maybe get a named DJ to come down as well to play out the final, just to give it a bit more, bigger buzz about it,
Yeah, and that final, that's on November the 26th, am I right?
It is, correct, yes.
Excellent. And then after that, you've got this event on the 3rd of December.
Yeah.
You've got Groove Rider and Taxman down.
Yeah.
That looks massive. You seem to have like about 1 million people on the flyer.
Well, we've got 2 rooms at Drift that we're doing it. It's an 8 till 3 licence. The main room is obviously Jump Up, but if you look at that flyer in depth, we've got hardcore on that night, we've got hardcore DJs, we've got trance,
breaks, jungle,
breaks.
We've covered the board. We've covered the board with it, and
we've got 100 Me, and they're a little breaks outfit. They're doing their thing, and we've got them involved. So it's about the recognition. It's about, well, it's not just about up front. It's about hardcore Destiny, 100 Me, Fat Beats, Killer Beats. It don't matter who you are. It's about the music.
And not forgetting my birthday bash on 22nd
Yeah,
of October as well.
30 years old.
30 years old, yeah.
Don't look it, does he?
No, I'm still a baby,
Yeah, so that's on what date, sorry, did you say?
The 22nd of October.
22nd of October, okay, that's one for the diaries.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got Harry Shot coming down, bless him, and a couple of the other big heads, haven't we?
Sub-Zero,
Sub-Zero,
Cabby, Spooker, they're all making an appearance, so get yourselves down there.
And I mean, what we're doing every Friday night at Drift, we're setting up the Friday night drum and bass night.
Yeah.
So it's every night in Portsmouth. People looking for drum and bass, and there's hundreds out there.
That's what I found in the past. I mean, there is big events on, but not regular events. I mean, you want somewhere where you can go regularly on a Friday night. There's going to be drum and bass there. You're going to have a good time, and this is what it's all about. Getting the ball rolling, having that look about it.
Yeah,
you roll in, have a good time, you go home, wake up in the morning. All right, you've got a bit of a hangover, but you've had a good time. So
yeah, and you can do that for less than a tenner.
Exactly.
But it's all about the music, really.
Excellent. It is indeed all about the music, and that, I think, is a good place to end it. JD and Gavin,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.